Welcome to Full Cup Press. Today is November the 26th, 2017. I'm your host, Tim Strong. To my right, we have Father Verge, we have Bon, we have Chris. Pour responsibly, drink responsibly is our motto.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Got Bay out.
Make sure you subscribe to our iTunes and our YouTube account at Full Cup Press, our Instagram and Facebook account at Full Cup Press, and our Twitter account at Full Cup Press 312. Behind the scenes, we have our statistician, Stutter. We have Dave, our productions guy at D. Hayes Productions, and we have D.Rose. He's behind the scenes making sure everything goes as smooth as possible. Okay, so in our first segment, the first quarter, we have our hangover section. Today, we are going to introduce a new topic, which is the drinkers' predictions. These players have voted on the top marquee games of certain days to figure out who do they think will win that game and some of the outcomes. All right, so I'm actually going to start with Chris. He's going to tell us what's your prediction with the Wednesday game, the Knicks at the Heat.
Wait, before we start, I know last episode y'all said that I had made some racist remarks. Can you unplug me right quick?
No.
Unplug me right quick.
No.
Oh my God.
Why?
Unplug me right quick.
I don't even know which one is you. Honestly.
Just unplug one though. Okay, plug the other one back in.
This is too much. Are we still rolling?
Yeah,
of course.
Okay.
We don't know where he's going. Well, he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah. You go ahead.
Shout out to all the shorties with nice arms out there.
Well, I'm gonna start this off because it was on me, right? Okay. I'm gonna say I think Boston. Well, I'm sorry, I'm saying Boston. I think Miami is going to win this game against the Heat. Miami against the Heat. See, I'm all this. You. Oh wow. Wow.
For the culture. Hey.
You gonna wear this the whole episode?
The whole episode, bro. For the culture. Hey.
I think Miami. This guy. I'm wearing mine next week. I think Miami's going to beat the Knicks. I believe that the win against Boston is going to get them going. They're going to start, rallying off some wins here and going on a little winning streak. I'm high on them defensively. Some of the characters that they have there. I really like their roster from top to bottom. I like the Knicks, but I think going into Miami, it's going to be hard for them to do what they want to do offensively in and out.
Who's going to stop Porzingis?
I feel that.
Who's going to stop Porzingis?
Probably nobody. You just gonna let that man get his. Porzingis might end up with like 30 points, but I picked Miami to beat them too.
Well,
and,
not tripping.
Waiters and Whiteside will have 20 apiece at home.
I get them both then. I get them both the 20 apiece in the L.
Nah.
In the L.
Who else is helping Porzingis?
Courtney Lee has been playing absolutely phenomenal.
Who else?
So who do you have? So you just
I got the Knicks. I got the Knicks. Who else? And what's the nigga?
Right.
No. I mean, it's the Knicks. I don't know their name, but
and it's Cantor.
Hardaway.
Where you going? Tim Hardaway.
Hardaway been going nuts. Cantor is like he's solid, but I'm not counting on him to do nothing. But between those three, we gone.
So for Thursday, we have Philly at Boston. Bomb.
You know where I'm
Your
going.
predictions.
Kyrie, baby. Kyrie. We like they back on their streak. They about to run it up again. Philly don't got a chance. In the Garden? Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to see if Ben Simmons is gonna be playing that game. I know he was out. He was out yesterday, but he should be back by then. I think that's a bad matchup for Philly. When we look at what Boston can do defensively, they have a lot of different guys that play quality on-ball defense. And with Philly with Ben Simmons in the game, them not being able to space the floor as much as they probably would need to, I think that may cause them a few issues. So I'm gonna pick Boston in that one for sure.
Yeah, Boston, pretty.
That's cute. I'm gonna get back to y'all later, but I got 2 L's in the Garden this week, and one of them is gonna come from Philly. I think Philadelphia is gonna sneak in there, make a statement. Obviously, I told you I don't think the process is working. I still stand by that. But they're a better team. And I think this is one of those games where they can get the W and then we'll see some exciting Twitter capping from Embiid.
He gonna Twitter crap L or no L.
Probably.
All right, so on Friday we have the Timberwolves at the Thunder. Mm-hmm. What's your predictions, Verge?
I'm going with the Timberwolves because Chris always called Paul George a number 2 ass nigga. He's a number 3 ass nigga right now. That man had 2 points in 40 minutes the other night.
Wait, recently?
Yes.
Yeah, but he's just like that. I mean, he had like what 40,
40
last week. I mean, he's just
exactly
just like
man.
that.
But they're gonna drop another one.
Yeah,
they're gonna drop another one.
Yeah,
and the Wolves are just too talented. This 3-headed monster is not a monster. It's just
it's not a monster yet.
No, I'm not saying it ain't no monster.
Yeah, exactly. It's a 3-headed poodle out there. It's show up sometimes.
That's a little mean.
And then when they play the Chihuahuas, they beat them. But that's about it, man. I'm going with the Wolves.
Yeah, definitely going with the Wolves, bro. Yeah, the Thunder, they got some issues. It's to me, it's taking them longer to gel than what I thought. Like the Heat, like it was like the first couple of games, and you saw them getting better. You know what I'm saying, when they came together and stuff like that. Even when he came back to the Cavs, it was struggle wasn't. It didn't look this ugly. It didn't look like, what are y'all doing? Yeah. So easily the Wolves.
I'm gonna go with the Thunder. I'm really disappointed with OKC that they followed up their Warriors win with a loss to Detroit, who I am high on. Yeah. But then they followed that up with a loss to Dallas.
Yeah, they're gonna disappoint you again.
So I just figure at some point I'm losing early faith, but I figure at some point they got to stand up for themselves. Stop letting people take their chains. They gotta.
My grandma gave me that chain.
Facts. So they gotta stand up for themselves, and I think if they're gonna do it. I don't know if this game's on national TV or not, but it's going against Minnesota. They're at home. They got to do it. So I'm gonna go with Oklahoma City.
All right. So on Saturday we had the Pelicans at the Blazers. Chris, what are your predictions?
There you go.
I mean, now listen, I am a Pelicans fan. I'm New Orleans in, New Orleans out, but Portland's a tough place to play. But I'm gonna pick the Pelicans only because earlier in the season. They did play Portland. AD missed a good majority of the game, and they held strong. Portland.
He had a contusion.
He had a knee bruise.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think Rhino's leadership is starting to show. They figured some things out rotation wise. My man Darius Miller is out here getting money. Darius Reggie Miller, as I call him.
You don't even want?
I'm going with New Orleans.
We don't stand by that, by the way.
All right. I'm going to go with New Orleans, too. Psych, nigga, they can suck my dick. Nigga, go with the Blazers, nigga.
Like all
F the Pelicans. F the Pelicans.
Like
nigga.
all like 12 of the players can do that to you? Coaching staff?
Nigga, Pels, they taking an L, nigga.
Who would you pick first to do that
Pelicans
to you? Would you
throat
pick?
is deep.
Oh, my God.
Those are facts.
Is that all you got?
Yes.
Hey, man. Dame Dollar gonna put up like 35
dropping dimes.
The Blazers gonna lose though, because as our good buddy Chris here said before, you got to pound them inside, and I think that's what the Pelicans are gonna do to the Blazers, because that's how you beat the
Nurkic
Blazers.
down there though. They still got Nurkic down there.
Who he intimidating?
Yeah,
like, he's a good player. He's a good player.
Defensively,
He's not
getting
intimidating
much.
anybody.
But they do have a guy on their bench, and I'm trying to think of. I think his name like Swanigan.
Oh, Swanigan.
That man goes out there and gives his all every night. I like Ed Davis. They have Noah Vonleh, but I just don't think that's enough to
for the two-headed.
That's not enough to stop Boogie and AD.
Boogie in the brow.
Boogie in the brow, like and all those guys you just said. Who are they intimidating between Boogie and?
No, I don't think they're necessarily going to intimidate them, but I think they can pose a threat in a sense. Yeah, at least from a defensive standpoint.
There's no reason why this shouldn't be a 50 and 30 game from AD and Boogie.
Wait, I feel like they should do that every game.
They gonna get 50 points and 30 points?
50 points and 30 rebounds.
Oh, you combine. Oh, okay, yeah. They should do that every night though.
Gotcha. Absolutely, yeah. I'm with Verge.
All right, let's move on to the next one. So recently, D.Rose, he has gone through another injury. It has come out that he may be contemplating retiring, hanging up his jersey early. There's things that come with it. Maybe he's leaving like $50 to $80 million on the table due to endorsements. But if that's a decision that he's willing to make, we may have to accept it. So my question is, has the last petal fallen for D.Rose?
I'm starting this off.
Go for it.
You damn right it has. And listen.
He just hates Chicago.
Yeah, and listen. Now, it's sad in a lot of areas. But my thing, even if you look at it from, a role aspect in regards to Cleveland, what is his role going to be on this Cleveland team when he returns, who has found their stride without him? But I
don't think he was the reason they was off their stride.
Well, I'm just saying they went on a nice winning streak. Well, how many games have they won in a row right now?
8, right?
7. Mainly without him. So I don't know where he fits going forward, depending on, because we don't even know how long he's going to be out. But hometown kid, man, couldn't stay healthy. But to me, that's not why his story is sad. To me, it's because he didn't improve his game much after he got hurt. This was a guy who relied on his athleticism from the jump. Had almost 2 years off. Didn't improve his jumper. His jumper
has improved.
His jumper I'm talking about from 3.
Oh, from 3, he should wait.
No.
Yes.
He shot under 30% from 3 the past 4 years. That's not an improvement.
Let me see.
That's not an improvement.
I just wish that's
pretty bad.
I wish he would have found a way to add to his game.
Hey, can D.Rose shoot better than me?
Oh, hell no. Once his athletic gifts went away, I just wish he found a way to improve his game. He never improved as a defender. That's what's sad to me. It's just, if he doesn't get hurt, who knows what would happen. But it's just, it's a waste in many ways to a guy like me.
Not to a guy like you. I think it's sad just because, like, man, whatever he's dealing with, like, I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? To be able to consider, like you said, dropping $80 million, like, I can't imagine the mental. You know what I'm saying? Of just being like, man, willing to walk away from that. Like, what are you dealing with that's really making you not want to do something that you dreamed of your whole entire life? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he still couldn't hoop. I think, like, I can see if he's a buster. You know what I'm saying? Like the injuries, like, you know what I'm saying? It definitely, like, hindered his like legacy or whatever. But he can still hoop. You just was averaging 18 and 4 last season. Like, even now, you still putting up 15 a game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think the headline said best. He's tired of being hurt. He's tired of being out. Tired of being injured.
And it's like, I'm not an NBA player, so I don't know. I ain't never had to, like, keep having to persevere through something like that. But like you got a sprained ankle, bro. Like, that happens to every basketball player.
It may be his breaking point.
I do get it, but if that's the camel that broke the back, that's the needle. So if that's the camel, if that's the straw that break the camel back, it's just like, dang, like, you like don't like, you know what I'm saying?
Want him to go out like,
like
with a broken leg.
Yeah, I want him to go. Yeah, like if you break your leg and you like, all right, G, I can't come back. I don't want him to go out at all. But if so, that'll make more sense. It'll be like, okay, I get it. Like, you're not trying to do this rehab. Like, nigga, all you got to do is stay off your ankle for 2 weeks and you gonna come back and you gonna be able to hoop. You with the Cavs, you about to get a ticket to the you know what I'm saying? Like, it's I don't know. I'm praying for you though, D.Rose.
I think it's just more so. He was like so high. So imagine like you was at the pinnacle and you looking down at people like, I used to be better than all of you.
Absolutely.
Like, all the current point guards. At one point he was like
a hell of a
the
point.
big brother. So you have to
a hell of a point.
You looking at him like, I used to be better than all of you, and now I'm not mentioned. I'm
nowhere close.
Nowhere close.
Yeah. Now I'm paying for $2 million. Personally, I think we see it often in NBA players, and even in the best of them, where they reach a point where they're not enjoying the game. And all NBA players have to find their way back to enjoying the game. Because in LeBron's 15-year career, we've seen him on the court where it's like, LeBron's not having fun. He's not enjoying it. We saw Kobe with it. Kobe's not enjoying the game right now. And it puts guys in slumps. Unfortunately, D.Rose is hurt with his. But I don't think this is the last of him. I don't look at him as a guy that's gonna go out like Gilbert Arenas after injury. I see him more of a Grant Hill like post injury. I feel like he still has that point.
Yeah, to me he can still hoop.
Yeah, he still has that in his game to continue his career. Obviously, it's not gonna be what we expected it to be, but that's okay. He can still play. I think he'll find his happiness in the game again. And if everything he does is motivated for the future for his son, as he often says, he's not going to retire. He's not going to leave that $80 million you mentioned on the table, because that $80 million is not just for him. That's for his legacy. That's for his son, and if he has more kids. Okay. So I don't think we've seen the last of D.Rose. I think he'll find joy in the game again. Cleveland's winning. Cleveland as a city, it probably sucks. You know, growing up in Chicago, you got so much to do. Right. Then you move to the mistake by the lake. You know, he's got to adjust. So once he finds that happiness again, he'll be cool.
Okay.
All right, so this past week, there was the OKC versus Warriors game where OKC won by a dub or so. Yeah. They had a lot of energy. People say it was a good game, even though it was considered a blowout in score. I think that with these super teams, somebody referenced earlier, it's not a three-headed monster. There's just a three-headed poodle, whatever. They're not given enough time to actually work with each other. But that being said, they're not performing as they should. So, was that the win that they needed to, jumpstart or kind of get things going?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Right. Absolutely not. That's why everybody was capping. Everybody was capping, talking about some the niggas lost to Pistons next. I'll get them that. You can lose to Pistons at this point. But then you lost to the Mavs.
No, don't give them that, because they blew a 15-point lead?
Facts, I forgot about because they only lost by one. Yeah. They didn't lose by one.
Don't give them that.
But yeah, so like them, I'm not really worried about them. I need to see them after the All-Star break. I need to see them.
We don't have a bunch of time here. We kind of over. But I'm going to just say this. We know about them losing to Detroit and Dallas. Yeah. I'm going to rant on OKC real quick.
Go for it.
You guys have 3 amazing players and nothing else.
2.5.
No, a lot. I think.
Let Russ do Russ. Let Melo lead the second team instead of Paul George. And what I mean by that is when you take Paul George out at the 6-minute mark, let that be Melo. Let Melo be the one to start the second quarter.
Yeah.
And let him do that because it's obvious that that's what he needs to do, being a guy who struggles, having to get other guys involved. Let him do that and find a way to get this shit going. Period. You have 3 good to great players depending on how you rank them. It's inexcusable what they're doing right now.
They have no identity yet, and I blame that on coaching. I will say this: the Warriors game was not a jump start, but it was a blueprint on how they should win. In that game, the 3-headed monster, all 3 of them shot over 40% for the game.
Okay.
And defensively, that team had 15 steals that game. So they know what they need to do to win. But when you have games, in the follow-up games, only 2 of them shot over 40%. Which means one guy had a terrible game. So for one, it was Paul George on the 1 for 12, and then Melo had a bad one. He was 9 for 24.
Yeah.
So it's like you guys know how to spread these shots around, and when you do it right, you win. So just do that. And Billy Donovan he has to go, in my opinion. It's not fair. I understand he's still early in his NBA coaching career, but he can't handle this roster. It's not a roster he was meant to handle.
Right.
And that's my bit on that.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. Well, that concludes the first quarter. During this commercial break, make sure you go to iTunes and YouTube and press the subscribe button. We will see you at the beginning of the second quarter.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Full Cup Press. This starts the second quarter. This is our drink, babysit, dump segment where drink is I like it, babysit is I'm indifferent. And dump is I don't like it at all. All right, so the first topic that we're going to begin with is the hardest dunkers of all time.
Yeah.
Fair enough to say.
Yeah.
We have Russell Westbrook.
Going to achieve that. No hurry here, Westbrook. Oh, my! Sounds of the game.
Dominique Wilkins.
The loose ball foul on Dominique Wilkins. And here is Dominique.
This is Atlanta's game. Spud. Dominique. Timeout on the floor. 6:20 remaining in the third. Boston's lead is 6.
And drinker's choice.
Yeah.
Bond, you gonna start it off?
Hey, okay. My drinker's choice is Shaq. All right. I don't see how they didn't.
What are you doing with them?
Just drinking to him.
Okay.
I don't see how y'all didn't put him in as a first ballot option.
Well, you were here when we made that itinerary, so you know how.
You left him on.
No, I was
You
an advocate.
chose.
I was an advocate for putting Shaq. They just wanted to put.
But you know how it happened. Go continue.
Yeah. Yeah, him drinking to him, okay?
Okay.
The nigga broke backboards, nigga, like in games. Nigga had the game shut down because they had to bring a whole nother rim.
You know, anybody could have broke.
No. Because why didn't anybody do it then? Why didn't anybody do it?
Because they didn't want to disrupt the game.
No.
Daryl Dawkins told people how to break the backboard. If you dunk it,
Man, whatever, you tripping. I am babysitting to Russ. For him to be a guard, I think he dunks with absolute like dominance. Like, and he said I dunk hard because I don't want my stuff to get blocked. So he dunks hard every time. I've actually never seen him dunk softly. Actually, I've never seen him.
Facts.
And then I'm a dunk Wilkins.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, we really think about people intentionally dunking softly. Melo's the only one I've ever seen do it.
Oh, Kobe.
Maybe old Kobe.
Nah, well, what do you consider old Kobe? Because
Number 24 and up.
is that old Kobe?
No.
I mean, not all the way in age, but the way he dunked when he was number 8, he didn't really do it at 24.
Just a little.
But just let me get back to this. I'm drinking a Russ simply because he's the smallest guy in this conversation. And I watched the sports science on Russ. When he's dunking, his hand is bringing that ball to the rim at 50 miles per hour. He's 6'3".
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Russ as the hardest dunker, just to give it to the little guy there. And he's actually said they say he dunks like he hates the rim, and I can attest to that. I believe that. That's what it looks like. I'm babysitting.
He hated.
Yeah, I'm babysitting. The human highlight film, Dominique Wilkins. If Dave can pull it off, he need to put the 2-hand Wilk on Larry Bird in this clip now, hard, strong, and the foul. And I'm babysitting Blake Griffin, not out of anything disrespectful, but simply because it's hard to talk this conversation and not have him in there.
That's fair.
But definitely but Blake got his thing. But I'm Russ is up.
Blake dude dunked pretty hard.
I'm drinking Tunique. Mainly Dominique.
Okay.
And mainly because I've never seen a human windmill as hard with either one hand or two hands. I've never seen it. And he's going to bring up LeBron or somebody. I have never seen a person windmill as hard, whether it be one or two hands, as hard as Dominique. I've just never seen it. I'm babysitting a Russ. Verge brought up the cute sports science stat.
That was very cute.
That was pretty dope. I mean, for me, I've never seen a guard dunk as hard as Russ. Mm-hmm. One hand, two hands. It always looks just so angry. Never seen it. I'm going to dump Sean Kemp. And I just had to have him included, right? I mean, he's another guy that in his prime in Seattle was a monster, and he created a lane for the guy that Virgil brought to the table, Blake Griffin.
Sure enough.
He definitely created a lane for Blake Griffin to even have that type of role or style. So, got to show the Rain Man some love, man.
And Sean Kemp dunked the dude so hard one time, he shook his hand afterwards.
You had to, bro.
All right, so the next category we have is going to be throwback jerseys. So we have the 96 Hawks jersey. It's right there. All right. Then we have the 96 Toronto Raptors jerseys down there. And then we have our drinker's choice. Bird, I'm going to start with you.
First off, Dave, I hope you put them jerseys in all the wrong spots.
Like, right. We pulled at the ground.
But I'm drinking to the 96 Hawks just because it's bold. To have a two-tone jersey that fades red to black and to put the Hawk that big on the jersey, I think was risky, and it paid off. I am going to babysit the 96 Suns away jersey in the black simply because it's clean but it looks really damn good. It's probably the best jersey the Suns have ever had. I'm not fond of the ones they have now. Didn't care about the ones Suns played in. That was a great jersey. I'm actually dumping the Raptors jersey, as great as it is, and I'm only dumping it because pinstripe is kind of easy to succeed in. When you think about the Magic, the Bulls, the Houston Rockets, it's hard to miss with pinstripe. So that's the only reason why I'm dumping the Raptors jersey.
I am going to
wait. Tell me what.
And I just want to clarify, those are the away jerseys. Verge probably clarified it. The 96 Raptors away jersey and the 96 Atlanta Hawks away jersey.
So, like, for me, I'm going to drink, because to me, when I think of jerseys, like, the memories of the people playing the jerseys at that time is what gets me. I mean, everybody's a little bit different, but that's how I see them. When I think of, I'm drinking to the 96 Raptors because when I think of them visually, the first thing that comes to mind, it's a young T-Mac, it's a young Vince, it's, I think of Damon Stoudemire early in his career.
Well, this is the guy that had a Juan Dixon jersey, so.
He was a beast in Maryland. He won a national championship. Yo, Juan, shout out to you, bro.
Did you have a Maryland jersey?
Anyway, I had his rookie jersey in Washington. I had his rookie jersey in Washington. He was supposed to be a beast because the only reason I got it because he was supposed to be helping Mike out, and that didn't happen. I'm gonna babysit the Nuggets. I believe it's their 91-92 throwback jersey. It had like the rainbow stripe. I don't know if it's here or if Dave's putting it here, if it's up there, but wherever it is, they put it out. It's just a dope jersey, man. I mean, you saw guys like, Alex English wear them, their all-time leading scorer. The Kimbe's rookie year, my man Abdul Rahim, the electric guard. Just an overall pretty jersey to me.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Oh, you like it because you got the rainbows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
They popped the 1 seed jersey too, didn't they?
That's fine. Nah. They had those ugly joints on after that.
Did they?
Yeah, they had those ugly Antonio McDyess joints. And I'm dumping the Hawks jersey. As nice of a jersey as it was, I can't think of anything that they did well in them. I mean, I just can't. I mean, Steve Smith was there, Mookie Blaylock. Did they win anything? I don't think they won. And I think that jersey lasted for like 2 years, and then they changed it. It just, so, they weren't having good luck in them. So I'm sorry, maybe a pretty jersey, but they sucked in them. So
got you. I'm drinking to the Raptors joint. I don't consider that pinstripe though. They only had like 4. The lines that was coming down, it was like 4 lines coming down. Is that considered pinstripe? I wouldn't consider it
you got the
pinstripe.
lines coming down.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is
And it was like a lightning, but it wasn't like a straight line. It was like a.
It's like you can have long pinstripe, you can have short pinstripe, but if it's multiple, even if it's just 2, it's
if it's just 2, okay, well,
yeah.
got you. Well, I like that. To me, that's just a dope jersey. I like the purple. Purple is royalty, so like that's super dope. And a dinosaur, like that's just a dope jersey to me. I think, I really like that.
You like dinosaurs?
Maybe.
Did you like Dino on the Flintstones? Did you watch the Flintstones?
No.
Do you remember Dino? What about Reptar from
Reptar?
Rugrats?
Reptar.
All right.
Yeah, I like Reptar.
Any other dinosaurs?
Godzilla.
You like Godzilla?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of Godzilla?
He doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's move on to the last category.
I didn't even say the rest. Jesus Christ, you thirsty.
Yo, very thirsty.
Let him babysit and dump,
Yeah.
man.
All right. I'm. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go Chicago. You give me gang. I'm babysitting the Bulls joint, not the pinstripe joints, the black and red ones. Iconic. Mike went nuts in them. It's just a super clean, dope like jersey. Like you really like. It's difficult to go wrong with it, and like it's just a super dope clean jersey. And then I'm going to like you dump the Hawks jam. Like I did like it, but it's just like. It didn't last. It's not iconic enough. Like,
I mean, but that should tell you how dope the jersey design was that it even made it because
it was super dope.
Like for it to even be that cold, and only be around for
Like
2-3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for us to even think about it. It's like, man, first thing I think of is that. Like, it's that should tell you how dope it was.
And
but
I
they
don't
still
even know if we've seen a two-tone jersey since then. I can't think of one off the top of my head that goes one
Black,
color to another color.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
What's next?
All right, so leading to this last category, hey, girl, come over. We have our self-proclaimed shoe connoisseur over here because we're gonna talk about
He talking about,
the
hey,
best.
girl, come over.
We have the best Jordan retro.
He didn't say that.
I said grow.
Grow.
Oh, I thought you said, hey,
Why you
girl.
always got to say something smart? Just sit there with that
Hey.
piece of bro. Shut up.
So we got
What do you
the
do?
we got the Jordan 1s, the Jordan 11s,
11.
and then Drinker's Choice.
Okay.
I don't know why he even put him in the shot. His shoes be fake.
Stop it.
His shoes be fake.
Stop it.
We're gonna start it
You
off.
gotta stop.
We're gonna start the fours and threes off.
Fours and threes.
Alright,
I'm drinking to the 11s. I'm drinking the 11s. As we talked about last week with Space Jam and the movie conversation, Space Jam is my favorite. What the hell is this? What, you just
gonna jump
see
in
it
the
now?
mix.
All right, fuck it. All right, fuck it. Roll with it. I'm drinking to the 11s. Space Jam, my favorite movie. You really can't. That's a shoe you can't go wrong with. I'm gonna babysit the 3s because that was the first mic I had, and I had the cement 3s.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
cute shit. My pops had them too at the same. He bought us all a pair. So I
was twinsies.
Yeah.
That's
I always have a deep love for the 3s. I'm dumping the 1s. I know how iconic they were, but for me,
Stop
I see the
tripping.
1s. I see dunks. I'm like this.
That's who.
I don't think Mike. I just think it's another Nike. I understand he's a subdivision of Nike. I get all that, but that's the only reason why I'm dumping the 1.
Okay, he tripping. I am drinking to the 1s. It's the most iconic Jordan of all time. The bands, like the Dorn Beckers, like it's just.
Is it the sexiest one?
I like that.
It's just. I mean, it probably is it's the sexiest. Yeah, it is the sexiest. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely, great
think
word.
so?
Yeah,
You
it's
think
absolutely sexiest shoe.
I do love the sexiest. I don't think the 1 is sexy.
No, the 1 is sexy because you like how many colorways, bro. You can if you do the bands, bro.
It's damn
if you
near
do the
boot.
breads, bro. Like you like, bro. It's a
1
nice
is damn near
slick
a
shoe.
boot.
No, it's not. It's not a
Fuck
boot. It's a
it.
slick,
It's
nice,
damn near
slender
boot.
shoe.
The
Wait,
ones,
sir.
no, they are slick and slim.
They slick, bro. Like
Slick and
you
slender,
could
like
like
slender.
slender.
I
Yeah.
had 1. They're damn near a boot.
And you can wear the
Talking about a boot.
Jordan 1s with casual and
Right,
business
like,
attire.
bro, like. All right. So anyway,
What?
I'm drinking to the 1s. I am babysitting the 11s. Like you said, the Space Jams, the bread. Like I like that's another like shoe that has a whole bunch of colorways that just make it look nice. Some Jordans, like to me, only look nice in a few colorways. Like you know what I'm saying. Like my favorite shoe is the Aqua 8, but I think all like it's only the
You don't
playoffs.
want no red 8s though.
Huh?
You don't want no red 8s though.
Yeah, I would like. Oh, I don't like. You know what I'm saying. Some people like the Bugs Bunny 8s. I don't like. I don't. It's the 1s you can damn near wear any color anyway. And I'm dumping the 3s. The 3s is my niggas though. I rock them. The 4s and 3s. But the cement 3s. I rock with them. I rock with the bread 3s too. But yeah, they don't have a special place in my heart. So I'm dumping them.
I feel that.
And this is all subjective. I mean, it's all off of opinion, more so. But for me, I'm gonna drink to the 11s. I just love how many staples they have in the culture. Like, now tell me if I'm wrong. Like normally Christmas,
You're
like
wrong.
okay, normally whatever Jordan that comes out at Christmas time, right? It's normally a big time seller. They normally plan this out maybe more so than any other release, correct?
Yeah.
It depends. I'm gonna say it depends on.
Well, two
No,
other
nigga,
people
you're not
agree,
wrong.
so I'm right.
It's just
But
You're right. Shut up.
But
bro.
I mean, like to
No,
me,
that's not right.
the Space Jams, the Breads, the Columbias, the Concords.
Yeah.
I mean, I think those 4 are. I would take that core 4 over any other 4 that any other number would have. Personally, that's just me.
People die for those.
No, people really did die for those.
And all four of these shoes have come out different Christmases.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm drinking to that. I'm going to babysit the ones. Mainly, the reason they even stay there is because of their, the commercial, how they were banned, the overall impact, Mike coming back, wearing them against what the NBA, wanted him to do. And I'm going to dump the fours, just probably my third favorite Mike. But I also think it's a nice shoe. So
I like the fours for that.
All right.
Fours and threes.
So this is our top shelf, bottom shelf section, where top shelf represents the best case scenario, bottom shelf represents the worst case scenario. So for the first category, we have Boogie and the Brow as a tandem.
Boogie and the Brow.
Father Bird, I'm gonna start with you.
For Boogie and the Brow, I like them so far. I think top shelf for them is a David Robinson, Tim Duncan like. It can result in a championship. They have to learn to play off each other a little bit better though. Like it has to look natural and not like they're still trying to figure it out. But that's my top shelf for them. Bottom shelf, I have Marc Gasol and Zach Randolph. Obviously different types of games, but I only have that because this tandem can lead to multiple playoff appearances. You can get some all-star appearances. We're gonna get some all-star appearances, obviously. Yeah. But I think bottom shelf, they just keep making the playoffs, but they don't get a ring together, and that's why I went with Mark and Zach.
Got you. I like that. I like that. For my top shelf, I went a little different. I put that as a tandem, my top shelf is they're gonna make the playoffs, and then get beat in the first round. And then my bottom shelf is that Boogie leaves and AD stays there and he never wins anything.
Yeah. AD stays forever?
He stays forever. He like even like when he on his like last days, he gonna sign up the veteran minimum for the Pelicans.
That 30 mil 2 years?
Hey, no. The minimal. He gonna do the minimal just to stay. The league minimal, veteran minimal.
Guys like AD don't play for the veteran minimal.
He going to at his last days. He's not leaving the Pelicans.
I think, and you know what, the way he's structured, the way you look at like his mentality and just the way he is, like the way he feels personally, I could see that happening. But I also could see him also getting frustrated and doing the KG route. KG didn't want to leave Minnesota, but he was eventually convinced to do so. For me, I went a little different because when you're talking about big men, I don't think you've ever seen two big men as skilled with this size play together. So I went more of I went just a little different. Top shelf, I have Russ and Durant, and from this standpoint, one guy's an alpha dog.
Who's the alpha?
Boogie.
Okay.
One guy's an alpha dog that can be frustrating and sometimes hard to play with.
Okay, I like it.
The others is more passive despite his ability, and that's AD. They overall find success and maybe reach a finals one day, but ultimately they underachieve and they separate. That's what I see them top shelf.
Gotcha. Okay.
Bottom shelf, I see AI and Melo. AI was brought in to save Melo in Denver, just like Boogie was to, with AD in New Orleans. Unless they add another impressive piece, they'll have one good season. It could be this season that looks promising to the future. But ultimately, like Denver, they fail against stiffer competition. I believe for Denver, it was the Lakers with Kobe's last big run. And for New Orleans, it could be San Antonio, could be Houston, could be Golden State.
Okay. All right, so next we have the Memphis Grizzlies. They have the third longest consecutive playoff streak appearance, making that 7 seasons in a row. What's the top shelf, bottom shelf predictions for them?
I'm actually watching that game. That's so funny. I'm watching them play right now. So my top shelf, I say they finish like 5th maybe.
Damn.
Yeah, top shelf. Yeah, they finish 5th, and then they lose like first, second round. That's my top shelf. Bottom shelf is Conley is out for the remainder of the season. He got Achilles. His Achilles been bothering him. He's been having a terrible season, messing up my fantasy league. He got So he out 2 weeks indefinitely. Well, he out indefinitely. It's in 2 weeks they're gonna see what he on. But usually when that happens, it's like you close to going out. You know what I'm saying? If you got to take out every other game, you got to sit out. So yeah, he out for the season. If he's out, I think they're gonna miss the playoffs entirely, and I think they might press that total rebuild button. I mean, they almost there, really, but yeah, if they shut it down, then it's like they're just gonna be like the Bulls.
Yeah, I'm pretty close with you there. My top shelf for the Grizzlies is the 6th seed with a first round out.
First round,
just because they're consistent, obviously. 7 straight appearances. They don't change who they are. They play their game. But injuries do hurt. My bottom shelf is in this ugly West, they missed the playoffs. And Marc Gasol realizes, I need to get out of here. And he demands a trade. Like, that's their bottom shelf for me. For Chandler Parsons and Mike Conley to be making more money than Marc Gasol, and he's played more games than both of them the past 3 seasons. I think that's a good point for him to get the hell out of Memphis at this point and try and find a ring somewhere.
And I'm right with you, bruh. Bottom shelf, I have them missing the playoffs and going towards a youth movement. Whether that's because Marc Gasol pushes for it or whether the organization decides, okay, it's time. If they have the 3rd longest consecutive playoff appearance, and it feels like it's 7 seasons, but to me, it feels like it's been even, a few more. Yeah. They feel old, and and you see them starting to slowly make changes, cut a little bit away. They let go of Zach Randolph. They let go of VC. They let go of VC. They let go of somebody else that was important. Tony Allen. There you go. So it's only a matter of time before Gasol's out of there. I was trying to think of a nickname for him. Why does he have a nickname? I don't understand that. Top shelf, they get their guys back that are injured right now. They get a bottom seed in the West, and they produce a hell of a first-round series. If they play Houston or if they play Golden State or the Spurs, it's going 7 easily to me. That's how they have to be healthy, of course. Okay. But if they're healthy, it's going 7, and they have a shot to beat any of those teams in a 7-game series.
That's nice.
All right, so our next one, we have Derrick Rose. What is his top shelf, bottom shelf, legacy career if he had no to minimal injuries to this point of his career on Verge?
I wore this today for Derrick Rose.
Yes, sir.
Chicago. Shot bread, shot raised. This is an interesting topic for me. But Derrick Rose, I think no injuries.
Or minimal.
Very minimal. We see obviously more All-Star appearances, some conference finals runs. I still don't think the city gets a ring. And it pains me to say that, but if you look back, Derrick Rose said he's not a recruiter. So with the main guy on the team, with the star of the team, the face of the franchise, not being a recruiter, not asking other players to come play with him, these super teams still get built. Obviously LeBron still goes to Miami and plays with D-Wade, Chris Bosh. We challenge them season long. We meet them in the conference finals. I don't think we ever get over that hump going against the best player in the world. So I think that's top shelf. Bottom shelf, Derrick Rose, no injuries, is similar to what we see today, but more so, I use this guy a lot, Jose Calderon. But
Jesus Christ!
I know, but it's more of a consistency factor with no injuries. But now that I think about it,
nigga,
bottom shelf, Derrick Rose is still better than Steve Nash.
Oh God!
So he's Calderon,
but he's better than Steve Nash.
So Jose Calderon is better than Steve
No,
Nash.
I just second thought.
Okay.
Second thought. I had to really dig in. So bottom shelf, I think his career is better than Steve Nash. He already had the one MVP. Looking at the MVPs that followed, there's no reason why Derrick Rose wouldn't have gotten another one with that Chicago roster. Yep. He probably would have even had the next double season before Pau Gasol after that. What's that guy? Elton Brand trade we talked about. I feel like he would have had a 28-10 type season, got another MVP.
Yeah,
but I still don't think it would have resulted in a ring for the city.
top shelf for me, he's eventually moved to the 2. He's AI. Leads an ugly team to at least one finals appearance. He loses. He puts up fine numbers. He's a Hall of Famer, but he probably has an early exit out of the NBA, similar to how AI did, to where he feels like he's much better than the rest of the NBA does.
I think it was what he actually was. I think it was what he actually was.
No, I mean that could be true, but I just, AI unfortunately was around in which the end of his career, the NBA started to change, in a sense. There weren't. I mean, if AI would have played in this era that we're currently in, may be perfect for him. But so that's what I see. Bottom shelf, because if he's healthy, I think he's a Hall of Famer either way. I think he's probably Russell Westbrook. Hard to play with given his style. Doesn't win a championship, but he's still loved by fans. Productive as a whole. Rose fans right now, like the diehard fans, are absolutely ridiculous. They are absolutely ridiculous, like in love with this guy.
Most of them live here though.
That's fine, but I think there's some other ones around the country. I mean, shit, Chicago's a big city. I mean, you divide, the south and the north side, you can make for another city in the country. So, but yeah, that's how I look at it. D.Rose.
Gotcha. Y'all niggas tripping. All right. My top shelf. If he does not get injured, he becomes the best point guard ever. He gets
point guard. Or the best guard. Point like the best point guard.
Okay, I'll say guard. Okay, guard.
So he's better than Mike.
Top shelf, D.Rose?
No, not better.
So which one is it? Is he best point guard or best guard?
Okay, I can't say guard because he's not gonna be better.
And you can't say best point guard.
He's gonna pass Magic too.
So what is
he gonna pass Magic? Fuck it, yeah, that's point guard. That's point guard. All right,
I'm glad you just dove in it.
All right, yeah, let's get it.
You say top 3 point guards. If you
No.
I'm just saying that's.
Yeah, he could have.
No, top shelf, baby.
What's your one?
But then Bull, he bring the Bulls championship. He's still here today. He not going through no midlife crisis. Hey, that's top shelf.
What we going to, bro?
We going to 5. We got 5. We got 5.
You really hate LeBron, huh?
No, I mean, D.Rose, no injuries could dethrone LeBron. And to your point about him not, like, somebody would have came and played. Like people was going to come and play.
I don't think so. Because when we had money, what did we end up with? We overpaid for a boozer.
No, because it wasn't. He ain't had a connect yet.
Boozer earned that contract. He earned the contract.
My bottom
He
shelf.
was producing and he earned that contract. He just happened to be a bust.
He earned it from Utah.
That's what I'm saying.
Utah
He earned
should have
it.
paid him that contract. When
All
he
right.
got here, he didn't earn it.
My bottom shelf, if he does not get injured, he the best point guard. And he bring Bulls championships, 5 rings. He's still here today. No midlife crisis, and we gone.
You smoke crack, don't you? Jesus Christ.
There you go.
All right, so that's the end of the second quarter. We will see you at the halftime show with 2 Cents with D Grove. Make sure that you go to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You leave your comments, you like, you share those posts, and we will respond to you. Welcome to FCP Halftime Show. This is 2 Cents with D Grove.
Okay, so we're going to start off real quick. With the D.Rose situation, I'm a real advocate of mental health. And I know, like, one of the panelists was saying how his injury might mess with his psyche, his mind. So my prayers go out to you, D. Grove, and everything. I said D. Grove, my bad. D. Rose. I'm sorry. D. Rose.
And that's 2 Cents with D
No.
Grove.
No, but for real, my prayers go out to D. Rose, all jokes aside. I just hope that you do better, whatever you're doing off the court. I hope you have a good team around you that pray for you and keep you healthy physically and mentally. Oh, so when it comes to the hardest dunkers of all time, I would say y'all left out 3, in my opinion: Vince Carter, Jason Richardson, and LeBron James. LeBron is one of the hardest dunkers to me, but my hardest dunker of all time is Dominique Wilkins. Iconic shoes. One of my favorite shoes of all time, that's Nike, is the Jordan 1. That's my favorite shoe of all time by Jordan. Then it's the Bordeaux 7s. So, yeah, that's probably pretty much, I'll say, iconic Jordans. The 3 is iconic. The 11 is iconic, but it wasn't nothing like that first pair. That first pair that was banned from the league. He changed the way that shoes was made during the 80s and the early 90s. So, yeah.
And that was our halftime show with D.Rose. See you in the third quarter. Welcome back to Full Cup Press. This is the third quarter. This segment is the blackout, where we usually eliminate a player. Today we will be eliminating an idea or part of the actual basketball game. So we're going to eliminate the three-point line, where people can argue and say that it changed basketball, they like it, they wanted to transcend some more. So if we eliminated the three-point line, what would the NBA be, or how would certain NBA players be? Chris?
Well, for one, we don't see as many stretch fours. Guys like the prototypical back to basket guys, like a guy like Greg Monroe. Like, if you don't have a 3-point line, like in today's league, he's gonna be a bench, someone coming off the bench again. But if he was starting, he could probably still give you a double-double. But he would be more important than he is now. Instead of a Stephen Clay type system, people would model their franchise over, after like Memphis or San Antonio. New Orleans would be a championship level team, or a threat, a contender with their team that they put together. Durant probably doesn't leave OKC because they probably don't lose to Golden State. They appear in the finals. Cleveland wins back-to-back. And Kyrie stays in Cleveland. That's what I put together.
Got you.
Does your boy stay in Cleveland?
Without a 3-point line? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I think they get at least one. Because the original year that they won, Kyrie and K-Love were out. So I get at the Golden State.
Okay. I think it'll be terrible. Absolutely terrible. I think I love that, like, that the 3-point line was introduced. To me, I like having things that that you can benefit from doing better than other people. So, like, if you can shoot from very far from the rim, I think you should be rewarded with that. Mm-hmm. So I like that. I think to me it added a different level to the game. Like, I think for a while the biggest thing was getting dunked on. Like, that's all you really had. Then, like, the 3-point line added something else. Like, dang, he just banged that boy from far. You know what I'm saying? So now you got, it's cross too. You can get cross too, but it's cross dunk. Now you know what I'm saying? Now you can still shoot far. So I think without it would just be a very. When I think of no 3-point line, I really think of just when there is no 3-point line. It's terrible. I hate watching those type of games in black and white with no 3-point line. So I'm so happy it's here.
Those games weren't boring though. Like, they weren't that bad.
It was bad, bro, to me.
But you still had exciting players. I think without the 3-point line in today's game, I think at this age the game would be boring.
Yeah.
Like, back then it was still exciting. I think if you don't have it by this point, if we eliminate it, it's boring. I think those years where the dunk contest wasn't shit. All-Star Weekend sucks now. There's no 3-point contest. You got a mediocre dunk contest. You got an All-Star game where they're putting up 200 points collectively. It's just bad. You
400 points.
Probably 400. Yeah, you don't want to. Well, without 3-point line, it might.
Oh, you said without. Yeah. Oh, okay.
You just don't want to see that. I will say this. Personally, I think with no 3-point line, Greg Popovich might be the greatest coach of all time. With no 3-point line, because and LeBron only has 2 rings.
Well, you talking about how uninteresting it is if there was no 3-point line. The Harlem Globetrotters is an entertaining franchise basketball, and they actually have a 4-point line. Do you think that would carry over to the NBA if the NBA actually had a 4-point line? Even though you're saying, hey, reward the people who can shoot from afar. Yeah. I mean, are we going to get into some goofy type of play in the NBA with a 4-point line?
I think
4-point.
Yeah. I think it'll be exciting.
Yeah, I think it'll be exciting.
At least for the first couple of years. But then I believe just with the way the game goes, I think you would start to see the 4-point line shot attempts die down. Like the first year it's out, you might see people really attempting it. But with the thing with that, I don't think you'll ever see plays ran for the 4-point line or anything.
You down by 4?
Well, yeah, that's one instance. I'm talking about regularly throughout the game. It will make, that's one part it will make for exciting games is if you are down by 4, or even if you're down by 3 and there's just 4 seconds left, you actually have a chance to win instead of being limited to tying the game with a 3-point. So that it'll be exciting in that aspect. But I don't think it will transcend the way the 3-point line has. It would definitely be interested to see this.
I think I like it. I think depending on how they implement it, I just can't imagine seeing another line on the court just because you know what I'm saying? Like it would be the 3 and then will another angle come? You know what I'm saying? And it'll just be from the top.
Personally, I don't think it would be a 4th arc, like another arc. I would think if it's the 4-point line, you're just gonna go straight across.
Oh, that's tough though.
Or I mean, or that Big 3 tournament on the hard glow tournament. They
Spots,
actually have
if it's
spots.
That I would not like. If it was spots, that would be goofy. To me, so to me, it depends on how they implement it. I think it'll be cool. If there are spots on the floor, I don't like that. Chris mentioned something about they was thinking about if you hit 3 threes in a row, your 4th one is a 4-pointer. That's like stupid to me.
I said that the other day.
Oh, you said that? Oh, okay. Like to me, simply make a line that's farther and then have people shoot for it. Again, I think it adds it adds to people who have that ability. For people who, you know what I'm saying, like for people like Steph, for people like Damian Lillard, for people like Clay, you know what I'm saying, like all these people who can do it. I definitely think it would affect the fundamentals of the game. Like kids growing up now, all they want to do is shoot, like Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'll like the overall like just good fundamental of basketball, like having an overall game. I think that drops tremendously if we do have a 4-point line though.
Point blank, Steph Curry would score the most points in the history of the league. It's just. I mean, that's it. I mean, we'll see more 4-point specialists. You know, I mean, we would see 4-point specialists like we have.
That's gonna be my 2K attribute.
Like we have 3-point specialists. You know, guys being paid just to shoot that. But I mean, outside of that, and I'm really interested. Yeah, I mean, that's it. We'll have more interesting finishes, but outside of Steph Curry, you know, demolishing the scoring record. That's really all I have.
That's all I have.
All right, so that's the end of the third quarter. During this timeout or commercial break, make sure you go to our social media pages, like, share, comment, even make a live video explaining how much you like Full Cup Press. All right, we're going to see you in the fourth quarter. Welcome back to Full Cup Press. This is the fourth quarter, our last call, a seat at the table. Players recall their conversation that they had with an NBA player. We're going to start with Chris.
All right, so I had a conversation with DeMarcus Cousins. He came out and sit with me for Thanksgiving. But man, it's crazy, right? I was thinking that it was gonna be gracious, and you know, I was telling him how awesome it was to have him a part of the team, and he just wasn't in a good mood.
Is he ever?
You know, I mean, so he was sitting. If I'm here, he was sitting where Tim is at, and you know, I asked him to pass the dressing, and you know, he tried to toss it, and it fell to the floor. He then proceeded to blame my mother for him dropping it. Then started cussing everybody out. It was horrible. So
dressing was too heavy.
So we had to throw him out and finish the rest of the Thanksgiving without him. But it went well.
Y'all both had attitudes at the same.
Yeah, you know, it was what it was. You know.
My person who was at Thanksgiving dinner with me was Chuck. He was there.
talking about Kobe Bryant. But no, he really pissed me off though. No, seriously, because this nigga, first of all, is it pecan or pecan?
Pecan?
No, it's not. It's pecan. It's pecan pie.
Why you asking?
No, because I
Is it like tomato?
Are you gonna agree with me or not?
No, I'm just saying because he was pissing me off. He kept talking about some pecan pie is better than apple pie. That was pissing me off. Then this nigga said that he would rather have mashed potatoes over dressing. I'm like, bro, what is going on with you, bro?
But if anybody knows about eating, I mean, that's kind of like one of his expertise, right?
Yeah, but still though, come on, my nigga, we're Thanksgiving, like, come on, bro. And then pissed me off again. This nigga said he would rather have cranberry sauce over gravy, just as if he had to choose one item to have.
Pause. Can you shoot better than Lonzo Ball?
Yes. I don't block my vision when I shoot.
I don't block my vision. But yeah, that nigga just was pissing me off really the whole time.
That would have pissed me off too. I would have been pissed at the cooks. One, that was your options: apple pie and pecan pie at Thanksgiving.
That sounds like
where's the sweet potato pie?
Exactly, bro.
It sounds like you went to a different race's Thanksgiving.
Hey, this is Chuck, bro.
Damn. You went to Sarah's Thanksgiving?
Hey, shout out to the Mexicans, baby.
No, I was impressed with the pizzas. I invited Andre Drummond to my Thanksgiving dinner.
Weird.
So we started chopping it up and drinking and stuff. So we was laughing. I told him, I was like, my man said you gonna shoot 70% from the free throw line this season. He said, nigga, I'm 10 short of that already. I'm at 60, and it's only going down from here on out.
It has been going down.
Listen, I gave my best. I gave my best to give the best prediction that I thought I could give that was bold enough, and it didn't work. So that's just is what it is.
I'm curious. Why Boogie came to your Thanksgiving and was at the head of your table?
Huh?
I said, why Boogie came to your Thanksgiving was at the head of your table?
I mean, that was, listen, we had to give him the most room, man. He's
You did call him an alpha male.
Really?
And he is an alpha male. He wasn't going to sit down if we let him sit at the head. So we let him sit, thought he was going to talk.
You sitting there first,
and then he turned over the dressing like he turned over the basketball and shit.
He got a daddy, you got a daddy.
And it's just, it is what it is. So,
Oh, man. Hey, Dion had apple pie at Thanksgiving.
All right, that's the end of the fourth quarter. We're going to come back with you with the buzzer beater with D.Rose. Make sure that you subscribe to our iTunes and our YouTube accounts.
We cut them to 24 seconds.
Welcome to Full Cup Press. This is Buzzer Beater with D.Rose. He's going to recap the second half of basketball.
Okay, it's really one main topic that I want to touch on. Basically, the 4-point play, or 4-point, that they are trying to implement in the NBA, because they've been talking about that for like the past 3 or 4 seasons about adding that. And we've seen it work in Ice Cube's 3-on-3 basketball tournament this summer, because it was sometimes teams might be down by 3 and then they just come up pulling from 4-point and then they'll win the game. So I think that would be a dope aspect to bring to the NBA, like to make them stretch.
All right, that was Buzzer Beater with D.Rose. We're going to deliberate and we're going to decide who wins today and who loses. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to FCP. This is Stats with Stutter. What you got for us today?
All right, 17 years ago today, in my opinion, the greatest point guard to never win a championship ring appeared in his 1,271st game with the Utah Jazz, John Stockton. He broke a record that was previously held by John Havlicek for most games appeared all with one franchise. John Stockton was a loyal motherfucker. Shout out to you, my guy. All right. And 6 years ago today, the NBA, they got rid of the bullshit. They ended the lockout, and damn basketball season, had got started on Christmas Day. So again, that was Stats with Stutter, and shit. And rest in peace to Naheem.
Yeah.